Okay, let's begin this session. And many of the candidates of PNBSO have also joined as a demo session. So in this session, we will be talking about this KV Kamath report on resolution framework. We have already covered this resolution framework published by Reserve Bank of India in our RBI circular gist session. So we will give a top up to that, and whatever the recommendations from KV Kamath is received, we will also talk about that in this edition. Okay. So as you all know that restructuring is very much important due to this the impacts of COVID-19, and now it is felt that more than 1.9% of retail credit needs restructuring at an urgent basis. Okay, so this KV Kamath committee has recommended in a few days. They have gone with hello, yes, Vedant Singh, no audio. Please check it. Please check your network setting. I think my networks are okay. Is it same to others? Am I audible to others? Please confirm. Please confirm that yes, I'm audible to others. Nagarjan has replied yes, I'm audible to others. Okay, yes, audible. Okay, please check. Please check Vedants. Please check your settings. Please check your settings. Please check your network settings once again. Okay, so now those who have joined from PNBSO batch, let me tell all of you that this professional knowledge part will be more or less same, but there will be little emphasis on credit part, and for risk managers they will be emphasizing on risk part as well. Okay, so the circulars of Reserve Bank of India, this credit management classes will be same for SBI, CBO, PNBSO, and they will have similar importance. Okay, Vedans, is it audible to you now? Okay, so let's start this session. We will not delay it. So let's go with our PPT and slides. Okay. Whenever I will ask questions, you can unmute yourself and answer me. Okay. So no need to raise your hands because it disturbs the PPT. So let's go with this resolution framework. Okay, let's start this resolution framework for retail credit, for retail and corporate loans as well. Okay. So this RBI has released recommendations by KV Kamath committee on restructuring loans for borrowers from sectors that hit hard in this COVID-19 era. Okay. The committee has recommended financial parameters that inter alia include aspects related to leverage, liquidity, and debt serviceability. So the basic thing that has been judged through this resolution framework is the liquidity parameters. Okay, so in this which is most important parameter for a business to continue? Can anybody tell me which is the most important criteria for business to continue? What is the most important aspect one must look into a business for viability of that business, for smooth running of that business? Can anyone tell me? And even if you are going to DSCR, yes, DSCR, but in a layman's term, can you tell me what is the most important factor? That yes, profit is there, but there are some other things. You can take it, you can talk it in a layman's manner. Cash, which you call in banking liquidity. Okay, even if you are going to finance any corporate, any business for that matter, the most important thing that you need to check. No, this class is for all professional. This is a professional knowledge class. Okay, and my SBI CBO batch students are already here, and this is a demo class for PNBSO people. Okay, so these resolution frameworks are also part of risk management. Okay, that is why this framework is provided. It is a part of risk management. Don't worry, this is a credit management, but this credit management is done to assess the risks that is associated with the credit flow of the banks. Okay, so in risk, credit risk is also a part. There are operational risk, credit risk, reputational risk. So credit is also a risk for bank. When bank is extending a loan, they are taking a risk. There is a risk of non-repayment. Okay. So don't worry, I know how to proceed. Okay, and what to teach or what not to teach. I refrain teaching on essential things, so I know it. Don't worry about that. Okay, so RBI has released the recommendations on basis of KB Kamath that is related to few sectors that are hit hard in this COVID-19 times, and these recommendations include leverage ratios, liquidity ratios, and debt service coverage ratio. Okay, this DSCR, everything, whatever we judge to find out the liquidity position of a business, and then we go ahead with a loan. If you find that this business is have liquidity crunch, we refrain from funding. Am I right? Am I right? If you find a business is not having enough capability to manage its liquidity, then we refrain from funding. Okay, that will hit their profitability ratio as well. Am I right? So who is KB Kamath? Well, I think already I have asked this question in my earlier class. Most of you have answered. For others, who is KB Kamath? He must not be new to you. What was his previous assignment? Leave everything. What was his previous assignment? Can anybody tell me what is his previous? Yes, NDB chairman, right? New Development Bank. That is for BRICS countries. Okay, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay. Okay, let's see. There are 5 criteria that are suggested for lenders that include total outstanding liability divided by adjusted net worth, total debt divided by EBITDA, okay, earnings before EBITDA, full form please. I think this is a basic thing, I think you must be knowing. EBITDA. Please go ahead. Anyone? I think you will be knowing. My previous batch students may be knowing it. Earnings before yes, interest, right? Yes, earning before interest. Deferred taxes. Yes. Depreciation. Yes. Amortization. Right. Okay. Yes, right. And debt service coverage ratio, average DSCR. New term is included here. Average DSCR. Prior to this, we are not calculating average DSCR. Now we are calculating average DSCR. It is and current ratio. Okay, current ratio is always important. And what is this ideal current ratio, ideal DSCR? Can anyone? Ideal current ratio, ideal DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, which in a retail individual, yes, 1.3. Right. But there is some change here. We'll see all that. Okay. So can you okay, for individual DSCR, what is the DSCR? Debt service coverage ratio. What is that? What is that? What you tell DSCR in the terms of PLs or individual loans? What you call DSCR for individual loans? There is no DSCR in individual loans. There is a calculation of FOIR, FOIR, fixed obligation to income ratio. DSCR is similar to that. This is calculated in for business entities. What is income to their debts? The ratio of their income to debts. Okay. Am I right? Okay. Tool to know repayment capacity. Yes, all of these are tools to know the repayment capability and liquidity in hand. So far, the listed sectors bank will use these ratios as guidelines while preparing a plan for loan restructuring. So there are 26 sectors that are identified by KB Kamath committee which are badly hit due to corona, and there we have to include these 5 ratios, these 5 criteria, and we have to fund accordingly. Okay, prior to this there is a normal current ratio of 1.33, 1.75 DSCR where need to be judged, where need to be checked. But now with this resolution framework, the new ratios needs to be checked, and the ratios are different for every individual sector. Okay, and this question is very much important in this segment is very much important in terms of your written test. MCQs questions will come from MCQs. Forget about this IBPS RRB style of written test professional knowledge test. In if there will be a written test will be held in SBI CBO or in PNBSO professional knowledge part for risk and credit, they will be asking you questions that is directly linked to RBI circulars, questions that are directly linked to laws of banking, questions that are directly linked to this government schemes. Okay, and those who are useful, those terms and those schemes that you use day by day, they will be asking you things about Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. They will ask, nowadays the question pattern have changed. They are now asking you about a forex transaction. Okay, they are now asking you about what are the locker rent. Normally you have to, this locker rent for every individual banks are nowadays same. Okay, so this is 1250 plus GST, 1250 plus GST. Okay, so this type of locker rents, and for how many months of locker rent you have to take it as advance, that is for 2 years. Okay, so these type of questions that a existing banker has to use in a day-to-day banking transaction, question as are now being asked on it. Okay, so if you are a credit manager, if you are applying for a credit manager, don't expect that questions only from credit will take place. Yes, they will be asking you few more questions on credit, or the professional knowledge part for both the tests will remain more or less same, but questions will come that a banker needs to know. So JIIB pattern plus current pattern, current financial news will have some importance, but not to that extent. If there are 50 questions, out of that 10 questions will be of current affairs, but current affairs related to RBI circulars, not what others are providing you in PDF. What are the FD rates of Ujjivan Finance Bank? That is not going to be asked. They are not the news for your concern. So remember to refrain from unnecessary preparation and unnecessary news. Okay, so let's see the key recommendations of KV Kamath committee. The 26 sectors specified by the panel are power, construction, iron, steel, manufacturing, roads, real estate. So you have to remember all the important sectors. This real estate, trading, wholesale, textiles, chemicals, consumer durables. Just you check it once. There may be questions which are included in this 26 sectors for restructuring or not. So you just check it once. No need to mention, no need to remember it, no need to by heart it. Okay, so I have always told you, when you are preparing for banking awareness, refrain from variable parts, refrain from history parts. What is the date when this negotiable instrument act was passed? Okay, it's 1881, that you must know, but the date, the month, when was this nationalization happened in India? These type of questions are history based questions, and in a banking knowledge test or professional knowledge test, history based questions are not asked. Okay, so you have to refrain from history questions. No need to put pressure on your mind, just understand the basics, clear your basics, you are through. Okay, so the sectors I was talking about: gems and jewelry, cement, auto components, hotels, mining, plastic products, manufacturing, automobile manufacturing, auto dealership, aviation, sugar, port and port services, shipping, building materials, and corporate retail outlets. So just give some idea into it. You will find the sectors that were hit hard. Yes, aviation is definitely, all planes are grounded. Aviation is definitely affected. Okay, cements are definitely affected because construction is already stopped. Okay, building materials. So if there will be a question, if you will put your ideas, then you will find that these sectors are impacted. If they will ask you about pharmaceuticals, out of the if there will be MCQ, and out of which four are from this: auto components, hotels, mining, and one you find pharmaceuticals, and you just put your basic idea, okay, and know how to eliminate things, and you will find that pharmaceutical is on demand during this COVID time. Hence, it is not part of this. Okay. Consumer durables, yes, demand is less, consumption is less in India, and that's why GDP has degrown. So you just put your basic idea and you will find it out. Okay. Non-ferrous materials. Okay. Pharma is here. I am sorry. Pharma is here, but how could pharma be impacted? Okay. So I am wrong. Sorry, I apologize. But to my to my idea, pharma should not be here because pharma was not hit hard. I think pharma is in demand. Okay, some of those who are manufacturing paracetamol are getting benefited. Those who are dealing with other pharmaceutical products, maybe their demand is less. Okay, hospital industry, you can take it. Hospital industry, I think it is not there. So just put your basic ideas once you look through these sectors. I don't want you to miss any question, any MCQ or a question in interview also come from this. What are the 26 sectors? Can you name few sectors that are identified by KV Kamath for restructuring? So you must be knowing few of them. Okay, hotels are definitely impacted, not an issue. Mining is definitely. Plastic products manufacturing consumption is less. You sugar, port and port services, yes, all of these are got a hard impact of corona, felt a hard impact of corona. Okay, so the key recommendations of these committees, let's see others. The resolution framework must be based on the borrower's pre-COVID operating and financial performance and the impact of COVID-19 on its operating and financial performance in Q1 and Q2 of FY21 to assess the cash flows for FY21 and FY22 and subsequent years. Okay, so when we are talking about this resolution framework, this the status of the loans should be judged before March 31st, 2020. Okay, and for MSME, the cutoff period is till January 31st, sorry, 1st of January 2020. Okay, the in this entire segment, the real estate sector was given priority, with the committee proposing a high debt to EBITDA ratio. Okay, so you will find a real estate sector getting a priority in all these recommendations. Okay, in all these 26 sectors. So the ideal ratios that are discussed, this is not industry level ideal ratios, but the ideal ratio for this resolution framework. Okay, the suggested ideal ratio, current ratio greater than or equal to 1. What should be the ideal current ratio? What should be the ideal current ratio? 1.33. Okay, we have already discussed it. DSCR is normally higher than or equal to 1. Average DSCR 1.2. This varies from sector to sector. We'll look into that. Okay. Total liability by adjusted total net worth should be greater than or equal to 3. Or in some of the sectors it is 10, and definitely in the real estate sector it is 10. Okay, this total debt ratio, total debt to, what was that ratio? Total debt to, can you tell me? Total debt to, EBITDA. Okay, yes, adjusted total net worth, we will be discussing it. Yes, components, yes, I will be discussing it. Let me complete it. So this ratio should be 4 to 0. Okay, there is a sector wise list. See how this it varies from sector to sector. Some are having less less requirements, whereas few are having more requirements. Okay, in real estate you will find this TOL by ATNW. Okay, TOL by ATNW is being 10 to 10. Okay, total debt by EBITDA is being 9 to 12. Okay, why real estate requires more emphasis? Why real estate requires more emphasis? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell why real estate requires more emphasis? Okay, employment generation, yes. Okay, others? Yes, it is. You cannot tell real estate's completely being raised on your hand. It is disturbing the PPT. Yes, yes. Just raise down your hand, please. Okay. So real estate, due to this degrowth in India's GDP, real estate a boom in real estate sector is directly linked to GDP. Okay. Okay. So this is almost it. We'll look into this resolution framework. So you were asking about this adjusted net worth. Okay, this is this total net worth. Total net worth with this surplus and reserves. Total net worth. Total net worth of a company with surplus and reserves of previous year surplus and reserves. That is this total adjusted total net worth. Okay. Okay, this is to understand what is the company's current financial position, right? Okay, the last year's gains is taken into consideration in adjusted net worth, total net worth. Okay, and I think EBITDA, you all be knowing it. We'll have a separate class of related terms. Let me finish this resolution framework first. Okay, so why this recommendations come into place? Why this recommendation come into place? Okay, one question I was asking to my previous batch students, that why this resolution is necessary? Necessary at all? Can anyone tell why this resolution is necessary? They were giving the moratorium. Resolution, why the resolution was necessary? They were already giving the moratorium for 6 months. Why at all it is necessary? The main reason behind, to revive economy, yes, to inject credit growth, to inject liquidity to economy and to revive the credit growth. Okay. Okay. Okay, any other answer? Any other answer? If they will not provide timely support, if banks will not provide timely credit support to industries, then the already availed credit facilities will slip to NPA. Okay, some of them have already slipped to NPA, but due to this moratorium condition, it is not declared as NPA. Okay, to start the cash flow, yes, to inject liquidity, that is what I'm saying. Okay, and credit growth is necessary. Year on year, credit growth is also necessary. There is a target of credit growth. Okay, and RBI also checks that whether there is a credit growth or not. Okay, that is the first thing. And to check this MSME sector to fail. Okay, that is the first reason. because MSME sector contribute high in terms of India's GDP, and it is highest sector to create jobs in India. So whenever economies starts slipping down, job creation becomes a challenging factor and important factor. Hence, the restructure resolution framework to restructure the loans of MSME and other loans is important. And once people slip to NPA, this non-repayment habit will go up. Okay, someone once slips to NPA, he may tend to default it again. Someone who has never defaulted a loan will refrain himself from defaulting, but someone who in past has already defaulted may again default when such a situation arises. Okay, he knows the ways how to default, how to deal with this NPA recovery management of bank, hence he will default again. So to check that, banks need to bank needs to refrain from classifying the loans from NPA and give timely support so that the further loans don't become NPA. Okay, and this in this resolution framework, not only the loans will be restructured, new credit facilities will be extended to the borrowers. Okay. So this RBI provides a principle-based resolution framework under this prudential framework for addressing borrower defaults under a normal scenario. Any resolution plan implemented under this guidelines of prudential framework, which involves granting of any concession on account of financial difficulty of the borrower, entails an asset classification downgrade, except when it is accompanied by a change in ownership, which allows the asset classification to be retained as per or upgraded to standard subject to the prescribed condition. So in normal scenarios, what happens is that whenever such a default, such a difficulty arises for the customer in customer's part to repay the loans are generally downgraded from standard to substandard. If banks are not to classify the loans from standard to substandard, they need to change this asset ownership. That means if someone wants that his loan should not be classified as NPA, he should sell his loan, or bank should sell that loan portfolio. And what is that called? Selling of that loan portfolio. What you call selling of a loan portfolio? Yes, through special purpose vehicle you sell your assets, and that is called securitization. Through special purpose vehicle you sell it, you do securitization. That process is called securitization. So without securitization, you should a bank cannot change the asset type. Okay, but here bank gives in this resolution framework, bank extends a platform to check this some slip of accounts to NPA. Okay. So who are the eligible borrowers under this resolution framework? Borrowers who would have a good track record, but only due to COVID they have failed to repay. Okay. So this reference is given from for a period prior to 1st March of 2020. Okay. Those who have a loan classified as standard before 1st of March 2020 will enjoy their credit facility being classified as a standard till the resolution framework is in place. Okay. So ineligible borrowers, those who are not eligible under this resolution framework, loans to financial service providers, loans to central and state governments, local government bodies, that means these municipalities, body corporates established under a legislation. Okay, that means government companies. Okay, MSME borrowers whose aggregate exposure to all its lending institutions are collectively 25 crore or less as on 1st of March 2020. Loans provided by lenders to their own personnel and staffs. Okay, the HR loans you take as a part of your normal course of service in your organization, that will not come from your bank, that will not come under this scheme. Okay, loan accounts which are not classified as standard as on the date 1st of March 2020. are ineligible. Okay, these lenders are required to frame a board approved policies. So now the board approved policy of individual banks needs to be rolled out. This KB Kamath committee has provided a broad recommendation, and on basis of that recommendation, now individual banks will formulate a special policy for revival for resolution of loans, okay, and for extending new loans. You understand that? This through this special framework has set up a committee, that is KB Kamath committee, to recommend on resolution framework. He has provided his resolution framework. On his resolution framework, he told two things. He emphasized 26 sectors and 5 ratios, and he has given a outline, a detailed list of sectors and detailed list of ratios that needs to be maintained while extending a loan. And basis on that, now banks will create their own resolution framework in their new credit policy, and that credit policy needs to be in place before what is the cut-off date? My existing best students can tell what is the cut-off date to frame this resolution framework by individual banks. I think it's already mentioned here, 31st December 2020. Okay, yes, thank you for your answer. Okay, so this resolution framework is for two types of loans, that is for PL and for other loans as well. PL, the agreed resolution plan must be implemented within 90 days, and in other loans that must be implemented in 180 days. In case it is a consortium loan, that is a loan lended by multiple lenders, the resolution process will be treated as invoked if the lenders representing at least 75% in value and 60% in number is ready to invoke a resolution process. Okay, this is for consortium loans. Okay, so this is RBI has set up a expert committee. That committee has now recommended this asset classification of loan accounts classified as standard may be retained upon implementation of this resolution plan, which may have been become NPA between the period of invocation of this resolution plan. Its implementation, such accounts may be upgraded if any account has slipped to NPA due to unavailability of a proper resolution plan. These accounts may be revived again. Okay. So the special framework stipulates a post-implementation of a resolution plan. Both in case of PL and other loans, lenders must be, from the date of such implementation, keep a minimum 10% of their renegotiated debt exposure. So what is the provisioning norm for this new loans, renegotiated loans? That is, should be 10%. Okay, 10% should be this provisioning norm. With regard to rolling back of provisions made, it has been specified that half of the provisions may be written back upon the borrower paying at least 20% of this residual debt without slipping into NPA. You all those who are attending this class will be provided with the PDF. Those who have missed any point or I'm skipping any point, you can check it out. Okay. So there is also another plan for restructuring of MSME loans. This MSME loans for the aggregate exposure, including non-fund based facilities of banks and NBFCs to the borrowers that does not exceed 25 crore as on 1st of January 2020 can be restructured, and this borrower entity should have been GST registered, and those who have already availed this restructuring program in 1st of January 2019, they are not eligible for restructuring. Okay, I am not going to extend this class because of few other commitments. So I tried to finish it before the stipulated time frame. Okay, so I hope I have answered few of your queries, because due to time constraint this class was just we have made it short. hope I address all your queries. In case you have any other queries left, you can ask it me directly in groups. Okay, we'll discuss it there. Today I have some other assignments right at 10 o'clock. So if there are a few minutes left to the class, if you have any query, you can go ahead with it. I am not going to extend this class. Definition of ATNW Satyaprakash we will be speaking in our next class because I have a time constraint today. Okay, so you just be knowing that this ATNW is the total net worth with this surplus and reserves. As of now, we'll be talking about it in our next class. Yes, you are asking about this KV Kamath committee recommending 26 sectors. What about PLs, other loans, individual loans? That too, yeah, retail loans. That will be that will be done through this board approved individual banks board approved regulation. Okay, that will be that will be released by individual banks before 31st of December 2020. Okay, that is already there in this PDF. You will find it in RBI circulars as well, that there are some guidelines to restructure PL and other loans. On basis of that recommendation, banks need to formulate their own criteria for lending or restructuring these loans. Okay, we are running out of time because this Zoom class has 40 minutes limit. We are not extending this class today because I have another assignment to do at 10 o'clock. There is a guest lecture in a seminar. I have to attend it. So if you have any other query, you can ask me it in group. Okay, once this class ends, we will not provide another link. So any other query, please, whatever query I can answer, I will answer it. So PNB SO people, if you have any other query, you can go ahead. And let me tell you, this is not a PNB SO class. You have been adjusted to a, okay, yes, PDF will be provided, nothing to worry. PDF will be provided in the group. Okay, for PNB SO people, I want to tell you that this is a mock class. You have been given a chance to attend. This is a regular class for our SBI CBO aspirants, and some topics that is relevant for your professional knowledge test have been covered with this PDF. So thank you for attending me. Good night and take care.